Grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. While we're walking through the dark, you've been hearing in the world that you live in a patriarchy, and there's been this fight to break that patriarchy in this pushback of so-called feminine energy to push back. But in actuality, we haven't been living in a patriarchy at all. And if you think about most of your peers that you grew up with, what kind of house did they grow up in? A lot of your peers grew up in fatherless homes. Or they had a dad, but he was paying child support and he had parenting time. Things of that nature. That kind of stuff doesn't go down in a patriarchy. But in a false patriarchy, it does. And a false patriarchy is like the kingdom of Israel when Ahab was their king and Jezebel was their queen. Now you have a false patriarchy. You have what looks like on the surface a kingdom run by a man, but underneath and in the background, it's actually being run by a woman. You see that there? So now it should make sense when you look at the idol that they worship and the image of their God that they worship, the shaggy he-goat that they worship. Does he not have a phallus and breasts of a woman? Do you understand it now? Why society is the way that it is? Long as you're listening to the world tell you what something is, rest assured that you're listening to a lie. If anything in this world were true, Abba would sustain it and it will remain. It is because it is not true that it has to go. And so what's going to happen to this world that you're all living in? What's the end result of it? You know the end result. All of these things will be burnt with fervent heat. So that tells you that it must not be true, because the truth cannot be destroyed. It doesn't matter what kind of heat it was burnt with. It could have been fervent heat too. It can't be destroyed. Just ask Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego about what fervent heat can do to the truth. Can't do nothing to it. But see, when you're living in a world that's telling you that what they say is true, but in their heart is something totally different going on, then you need to take wise inventory of the world you're living in. No longer being led about, no longer being asleep. Awake now, you old sleeper, and pay attention to the world that you live in. That's the only way that you'll survive, is to be aware, to be vigilant and watchful. Perilous times that you live in, where everyone's an idolater. Men's hearts are filled with idols. Read Ezekiel chapter 14. All they think about is their idols all day. Even though we just discussed it, we just said that it's all going to be burnt with fervent heat. But they ain't acting like it is. You see that? They return just like the pig does to wallowing in the mire. That word wallowing, do you know that's one of the meanings of the word idol? It means to wallow. So you see how Abba does that? As the pig returns to wallowing in the mire, you can clean him up, you can make him pristine on the outside, but it's still a pig on the inside. So it's still going to do what a pig does. Just like the dog returns to his vomit. An idol is vomit. It's mire. So why are you wallowing in it as if it's giving you something good to your life? Laying down in that mire is helping you, you think? With that doo-doo and everything mixed in there? You think that's healthful to you? You'll be like, hell no! Well, then get on up out of there, because ain't nobody fought you in there but you. You decided to go back to wallowing in it after you were clean. Can a leopard change his stripes? Well, I guess a pig can't change his snoot. Remember what the Most High said about putting a gold ring in a pig's snoot? What did he liken it to? A beautiful woman without discretion. So everything that Abba says is a likening unto another thing, or a parable, or a riddle. Just like marriage is a mystery concerning Christ and the church. That's how Abba works, man. If he's not mysterious, then how come he's hidden in the secret place? Your Father who sees in secret and hears in secret, he doesn't hear it openly. He hears it in secret. You see? But people don't know that. They've lived in a world that is opposite of God. And it is a big beast against God that causes you to fear, causes you to feel like you have to go along with it, causes to feel like you have to get a mark and be like everybody else and every damn thing else that they tell you about the beast. When it's just all something to be overcome. That's all that it is. It's just something else to be overcome. So, people that's living in this world telling you that it's a patriarchy or matriarchy, I'm telling you the truth of what it is. It's a BAPHYARCHY. A BAPHYARCHY. That's what it is. So then imagine a house or a nation or a country that's run by a jelly-backed man that takes all his commands from the woman that's standing next to him. He has no backbone for himself. He can't stand on his own 2 feet. He has to have some woman back there pulling the strings. Now look at your nation, America. That's right. You have a president that bumbles around, can't stand on his own 2 feet, can't do anything, and a vice president that has to stand behind him like some type of nurse who happens to be female in appearance. Because that's the energy you've been living in. That's it. And so if you're living in that, then you have a perverse society. You have a perverse world. In other words, just as in the days of Noah. What was wrong with the people of Noah's day? They corrupted themselves. That's what it says. They corrupted themselves. Perverted. So instead of coming back to the truth, what did they do? They became reprobate. So Abba gave them on over to their vile affections. Since that's what you guys love so much, go on and have those vile things. I don't know about you guys, but vile doesn't sound like a positive trait to describe something. If his ending purpose is to destroy it, why do you think it's valuable? Wow. If Abba rejects it, why do you accept it? Wow. If Abba told you no, why do you go? Wow. Why? Why are you rebellious? It's a very simple thing. Abba tells you over and over and over you're rebellious, and yet you don't look in your own heart to clear the rebelliousness out of it, as if it's not in there. Abba said it is. Abba said it is. You like listening to the world. You like listening to leaders that don't have no backbone, that can't stand on their own damn 2 feet and say things that they mean and keep their word. You don't have no leaders like that. I told you earlier, all your leaders have failed you. All of them have. Because if they didn't fail you, their nations would be flourishing because they're keeping the commands that the King of us all told us to keep. I would have to say that the Creator is the one who decides what the creatures do. And so when you look at this image that the world is living in, with this phallus and breasts on a shaggy he-goat, why you would want that to be your God, I don't know. Isn't it weird? If you were a kid and somebody went up to you and handed you that thing and said, this is your God, would you believe that? Oh, this looks like a cool God to have. Why? What's cool about it? Abba hates idols. He hates graven images. Is that thing graven? He hates that. So why do you accept it? Why do you receive something God hates? That's called rebellion, ain't it? See? He'd be like, don't stack up treasures here on earth. You stack it right on up because you're rebellious. Okay, well, rebelliousness has its end too. Everybody has said, it ain't gonna happen to me. It happened to their ass. Because God is no respecter of persons, regardless of what a man think or what he says. God is no respecter of persons. You do certain things, you get certain results. And he doesn't care who you are. He said, if you do the right thing, you get the right results. You do the wrong thing, you get the wrong results. He told his children this since the beginning with Cain and Abel. Cain wants to get the good results without doing the good thing. Well, there's people on the earth that are doing that. Those are Cain's children. They want to have all the benefits of the good things without doing the good work, which is loving their neighbor as themselves. So they just give an illusion that they do. And you know it's an illusion if they need cameras when they go to go do it. And y'all will hear the master that you say you serve straight tell you that that's what the fake people do. They sound a trumpet first. But you're looking for an actual trumpet to be blown when they go to go do those false works. You got to understand how he speaks. He said, my words are spirit, man. Let your spiritual ears hear it. Blowing a trumpet before you do a good work, it means broadcasting it to the world, that bringing attention to it. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. That sound right there from your throat is the same sound of trumpet when it goes, doot, 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 doot. Same damn thing. Hey, everybody. That's what happens when you click live. Yes, I'm just down here just giving away some free turkeys for Christmas and making sure everybody's full of holiday cheer. Nigga got a Santa Claus hat on his damn head, all crooked, eggnog ring on his lip and all this shit because he been drinking Baileys mixed in that shit. He's staggering around talking about, yes, look what I've done. I've given everybody a turkey this year. Those turkeys are full of steroids and all kind of growth hormones that harm people when they eat it. It's all right, though. It's the thought that matters. Then what was your thought? That people would see me and think that I was a great guy for doing such a great thing. Well, then you have your reward. People think you're good, but God don't. So what did it profit you? What did it profit you to do something that men said was good? Because men judge outward appearance. No matter how much I tell you guys this, you guys are just going to go along. Talking about the world, not you, little flock. They're just going to go along and go right into the damn ditch with the rest of the blind who can't see. And it's very sad because it didn't have to be this way. Doesn't have to be this way. But like I told you, everything has its own equal and opposite reaction. Y'all push this stuff into the world, this Baphomet energy, you're pushing it and it's waving it up like it's a good thing and stealing God's covenant and making a mockery and doing all of this and destroying houses and making young boys be raised by single mothers when everybody knows that a child needs their father and their mother, but yet y'all still let it happen. All of that is going to have a reaction. It's going to have a reaction. I've seen it. I've seen how it affects the innocent. People's selfishness, adults' hatefulness. I've seen how it affects the innocent ones who are just in the middle, who are not being heard when they say, all I want is this. I don't know why you guys are talking about money. I don't know why you, mom, are talking about how much child support dad has paid me should determine whether he sees me or not. I don't give a damn about that. So why do you? Because I, and me. And this goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And y'all telling me y'all living in a patriarchy? No, you're living in a Baphometarchy. A Baphyarchy. What the hell you living in? Baphyarchy. There we go. Thank you, Alba, for the right word. Baphyarchy. You heard it here first at the School of Marvelous Light. Y'all been living in a Baphyarchy. That's why y'all Daffyarchy. Y'all living in a Baphyarchy. That shit that made you niggas Daffyarchy. Got men walking around the hills, strutting around, switching and everything. Got women wearing Timberland boots and sagging their pants with a strap-on on. And y'all think this is what God wants. God will bless this. God already told you what he'll bless. You're just rebellious and you're thinking what something else that you think you can do. I told you, you want to please God with something other than what God says. And people be trying hard as hell. They be like, wait a minute. Let me think of something very, very fanciful to say. Something that stirs men's hearts up and makes them feel a certain way. Then that won't matter what God said. But then I'll just tap God on it and then they'll believe that it's good. Ugh. I don't know why you're wasting all that energy because you're not gonna get a reward worth a damn. Boy. Well, like I said, world, there's not really much more to say. I mean, we've said all we need to say. We've told you what you need to know. You're rebellious and won't do it. So the rubber band effect has to bounce back, and it's bouncing back now. All the idols of the world are done. They're done for. They're smashed. They're destroyed. All of them. Whether you see it destroyed yet or not, it's just a matter of time, baby. They all gotta go. Anything that vaunts itself up as power will be destroyed. So it would be wise that you prepare your house so that it don't fall when the storm hit it, because the storm gonna hit everything that's not founded on the solid rock, and it's gonna knock it down if it ain't founded. Silawam Israel.